Hello guys and welcome to this new video. Today we will be discussing method overloading in Java. Method overloading in simple words is nothing but two methods that have the same name but have different parameters. Parameters are the values that we provide to a method as its input. Method overloading is used to implement the concept of polymorphism in Java. It is also known as compile time polymorphism. And the main difference between two methods is the signature of a method. The signature could be anything like the data type, the order of the data types, or the number of the data types. For example, let's create a method, let's say public void adder, and let's give it int a comma int b. Now let's just do the addition of the two elements that we have. Let's say the sum is, let's do the addition a plus b. Now this is a method. The method is called an adder method, and the function of this method is to add the two elements that are given as its input. These two inputs are its parameters. We can see that the parameters here are a and b. The signature of a method is not this. Rather, all that matters is the return type, the method name, and the data types that are given. The signature of the above method would be this. It is a void adder and it takes two integers, which means I cannot create a method with the same name and the same parameters again in the same class. Let's try it out. Let's say the name is same. Let's do it int a and int b again. We can see that there is an error, and if you see the error, it says duplicate method adder. That is because these two methods have the same name and also the same parameters. Method overloading is the concept of using the same name but different parameters. Now if we change this method to int c, we see that the error is gone. That is because the number of parameters is different here. So the skeleton or the signature for this above method would be, let's say void adder. It would be int comma int comma int. This is the signature of this above method. We can see that the number of data types in this method is different from this method, but the name is again same. So how do we use it? Let's say this. Let's again actually implement the code. Let's do again the sum is, let's say, let's add three values here, a plus b plus c. Okay, we have done that. Oh sorry, let's do the plus here, and it's gone. We have done a method where it adds three integer values. So to use this, now let's go to our main program. We have public static void main. Then let's just create an instance of the tester class. Let's say tester tr is equals to new tester. Now let's do tr dot adder of int a and b for two values. If you do that, let's say 8, let's say 88, and let's say 36 for example. Let's run this program to check the solution. We get the sum is 24. Here we are adding two values. Now we can also use the same adder method for three values. Let's see. We can do 33. Let's do 67 and let's say 22. Now again, if I run this program, we see that we get this output again. The sum for these three values is 122 and the sum for these three values is 124. Here we see that the two methods have the same name, which makes it easier to remember these two methods. In essence, they are both the same methods, but the implementation or the output of that method is different, and also the parameters that it takes is different. So we can use the same method again and again for our different uses. Now let's say I create another method with a different, let's say void. Let's take the same method adder, and let's do double values this time, double a comma double b. Now I have created a values. Now all I want to do is add these two values. So if I print the sum is, let's just say, let's add the values again, that is a plus b. And now if I go to my main program and I try to write the add up again, we see the double. And if I take Double is used to obviously add decimal values. So let's say 24.73 plus, let's say 50 or 45.77. Now if I run this program again, we see that we get the solution for decimal addition as well. The main difference is we don't need to remember each and every method or different method names. All we need to remember is a single method that does multiple outputs or that does multiple executions in different ways. Here there is a method that adds double, that a method that also adds three values, and method that adds two values, but all of these have the same thing, that is add a name. This means it is easier for us to remember and also easier for us to write code whenever we are trying to larger codes. Now this is the concept of method overloading in Java. See you in the next one.